base model Corolla is one of the few super affordable brand new cars in the US market. I'll include a link to the Orem Toyota's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Corolla. Let's get right into it. This week's giveaway highlight is the insane Richard Petty Hellcat. If you're interested, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This will give you 4x bonus entries on any donation, $25 or more. Under the hood is a 2-liter 4-cylinder with a CVT. Fuel economy is 32 around town, 41 on the highway, with power outputs being 169 horsepower and then 151 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now when it comes to the hood design on the Corolla, not crazy. Got a couple lines though happening. The headlights definitely look quite a bit more aggressive with the Corolla. And the front end, you'll notice there's some unpainted trim, but it's darker so it doesn't stand out. Altogether, for a base model car, doesn't look so bad so far. Tire and wheel setup is 205 by 55 by 16. You've got silver for the wheel coloration. Mirror caps and door handles are actually body painted to match. And then here is the side profile. I think it's pretty good looking, and this is the sedan version. When it comes to key fob features, we have our lock and unlock. You got the opening for the trunk, and then yeah, flip out key because you do have to stick the key in the ignition. It doesn't fully pop open the trunk, but it actually mostly pops open the trunk, which is kind of cool. But yes, you have a cargo space. It is pretty usable against the sedans. You're not gonna have a ton of vertical space. If you want more vertical space, get the hatchback, and we'll plop that down. Nice looking taillights. Of course, all the badges are in chrome. And that will cap things off for the exterior of this Corolla. Let's now check out the interior. Got some cloth trim right there on the armrest. I like the seats, how you've got the two-tone coloration. Pretty good legroom in the back for a compact. Some USB ports here in the back. And then the roof does slope back a little bit, but headroom's decent for the type of car it is. Let's now take a look at the front. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You've got more of that cloth trim down below, all of your window controls and everything in the normal placing. Cloth front seats with that same two-tone coloration. Manual adjustments on the side too. And let's fire this up. So gotta put that in there. And now with the steering wheel, it is a little bit more basic with the trim, but you do have adaptive cruise control with lane centering, volume voice command controls on the other side, traditional stocks there on the back. The gauge cluster, well, digital in the center, and so that means you can change the information that's displayed depending on what you are looking for. Backup camera in reverse resolution, it's okay, not as good as some of the other newer Toyotas. As for the rest, the infotainment system, it's pretty quick to respond with a little sidebar. Got the physical volume control too. Automatic climate, but just single zone climate with this. Soft touch on the dash, there's more at the very top, and I like the little bent loop. A little bit of storage below. There's another USB port there. Stability control button. Shifter for the CVT. Got some cup holders, auto hold, parking brake. Another USB port, 12 volt. More cloth trim on the top. And then nothing else happening up top. 2026 Corolla LE, $24,229. Let's see how this Corolla performs. Corolla base model. Yeah, there's not really a lot in the US market today that's at this price point. Everything is expensive nowadays. It's just how it goes. But it's cool that Toyota still offers this, at least for the time being. Right? Maybe Toyota's gonna pull a Subaru and get rid of their base model. They just did that with the Impreza, where, you know, it's a competitor to this. You can only get the Impreza in the Sport and the RS now. You can't get the base anymore. So effectively, the Impreza is now like starting at almost $30,000. Which is so sad because it was like great, affordable all-wheel drive. And front-wheel drive is fine, this has, but all-wheel drive is better. Handles pretty darn well. Now, of course, you're not going to get stuff like acoustic glass or anything. Again, it's a baseline car. So you're going to get some tire noise. But because it's low to the ground and, you know, somewhat aerodynamic, you're not going to get a lot of wind noise. It's going to be pretty non-existent, pretty minimal. Smooth. And you know, CVTs get a bad rap because, you know, there's a lot of reasons, right? They can be kind of sluggish. If you have a problem, you have to replace the whole transmission. Downside. But when done properly, when done reliably, they're pretty good. They give you good fuel economy. And for a 4-cylinder, it gives you pretty smooth power delivery. It's not fast. Not fast by any means. But it just kind of smoothly progressed through the power band. Yeah, I like these little cars because they're nimble. Got that lightweight, tossable feel around corners and everything. Do have to wring it out a little bit though to get moving. It's not bad, but you certainly notice it. It's pretty quiet in here too. I think they've done a really good job with this whole setup. When I say quiet, constantly hearing the tires. But you kind of just, I don't know, I tune it out after a while. You can turn the music on and kind of cancels things out a bit. So, in conclusion, I think the seats are pretty comfortable. The fuel economy is pretty good. The price is great for a new car in today's market. You get Toyota's reliability. It's just a solid car. If most people were not so needy with features and this and that, they would drive something like this, right? How many of you actually need all-wheel drive? How many of you need leather seats and, you know, a 360 camera and what's some other stuff? And there's so many things, right, that these other cars have. It's like, do you actually need that? Or are you literally just commuting back and forth between work? You never have passengers in your car. How about you save yourself some money? Get a base model Corolla. You get good fuel economy. And still have the reliability. And I mean, it's crazy. And the average brand new car is, you know, how much? $50,000 almost today. So this is half that. It's just a different world. Let me know your thoughts.